Good morning, everyone. My topic for the paper presentation is significance and errors of phase 4 transfer. Phase 4, like device is used to record the relationship of the jaws to the opening axis of the jaws and orient the cast in the same relationship to the opening axis of the articulator. A phase 4 registers in 3 planes, antero, posterior, laterally, and vertical portion of the maxilla in relation to the 2 points on the cranium, namely the glenoid fossa. Though several articulators have come in the beginning, like Bonwell, Baldwin, Hayes, and Tindometer, Geissy constructed an instrument for registering the condylar path and used a phase 4 also. Snow's constructed a simple instrument which became the prototype for all the phase 4s constructed in the present days. Significance of the phase 4. The purpose of the phase 4 is to transfer both aesthetic and functional components from the patient to the articulator in a very efficient manner. Transfer the hinge axis which can be located with the aid of the phase 4. Record the position of the maxilla in 3 planes in reference to 2 points on the glenoid fossa. Relate the maxillary cast to the transverse axis of the articulator. The path of closure will be similar. The mandibular hinge axis also is related to the maxilla by eccentric relation record. It aids in securing the anteroposterior cast portion in relation to the condyles of the mandible. It registers the horizontal relationship to the cast accurately so that it can assist in the incisal plane location, helps in positioning the cast to the articulator. This is the Frankfurt's horizontal plane, which is used to establish the occlusal plane, and it should be parallel to the floor. The Frankfurt's horizontal plane and the occlusal plane are shown in this picture, and 37 millimeter line is the normal line which is used to orient the cast of the maxilla to the in relation to the Bonwell's triangle, and 57 millimeter is known as the Applebaum sign, which is used to, in the semi-adjustable articulator, and it is used as a guide to transfer the position of the maxillary maxilla to the TNJ and also to orient the upper incisal plane in relation to the Applebaum's line. These are the two hinge axes which are used in a phase 4, the arbitrary and kinematic phase 4. The arbitrary phase 4 is used to arbitrarily locate the axis of the articulator, which is located 12 millimeter along the line drawn from the upper axis of the superior border of the tragus of the ear to the outer canthus. The kinematic hinge axis also uses such a landmark, which is the external auditory meatus, and is used to stabilize the phase 4 and assist in mounting the study cast. Once it is transferred, the articulators use the phase 4 record, the centric jaw relation record, the protrusive record, lateral intercondylar distance. Here, the hinge axis location is correlated with the maxilla and the patient, and you have the occlusal curve, and the patient's arc of closure is also shown in this picture. In a non-adjustable articulator, the hinge axis is not located. The centric relation is checked on the patient. There is no protrusive lateral minute movement. Semi-adjustable, it is approximate. The centric relation is present. Protrusive and lateral records are made, and minute movement is accurate. Fully adjustable, it has all the relations, protrusive lateral and the minute movement, centric relation, and hinge axis. This is the mounting on the average mean value articulator on the right side, and a semi-adjustable articulator on the left side. You see the difference in the occlusal plane, and this shows the relation of the condylar path in different levels of the occlusal plane and the articulator, which is A, B, and C. A represents the normal hinge axis, which is located with a mean value articulator. B, it represents the position of the maxilla in relation to the Applebaum's line, and C also represents the position of the occlusal plane in relation to the incisal table. This is a modern phase 4, which is a spring bow, which is used to transfer the records of a patient with an anti-reference point, which is the arbitrator. Occlusal interferences include the centric occlusal reference, the working occlusal reference, non-working occlusal interference, and protrusive occlusal interferences. In the protrusive premature contact, when there's a premature contact, you only grind the fossa, you only grind the cuspal inclines and not the fossa of the cusp to eliminate the occlusal interference. In the lateral, there's a deviation towards the tongue and the cheek of the patient. In also this, we will only grind the inclines of the cusp and not the fossa to relieve the interferences so that the mandible closes without any interference. When we grind the when we have the protrusive working interferences on the anteriors, we only grind the lingual or cusp of the upper palatal incisors and not the incisal edge of the lowers to eliminate the anterior premature contact. This is the phase 4 of the patient. This is the phase 4 which is correlated with the condyles and the occlusal plane. This is also the Frankfurt's horizontal plane, occlusal plane, and the portion of the condyle in relation to the semi-adjustable articulator. These are the different positions which are being oriented on the articulator, which includes the anterior points, the posterior points of the cast of a patient. This is also the portion of the occlusal plane in relation to a mean value articulator and a semi-adjustable articulator. We have the semi-adjustable articulator where the occlusal plane is correlated with the phase 4. Here we can show we see the differences between the occlusal plane of a semi-adjustable articulator and a mean value articulator. These are the different positions in relation to the condyle of the patient which is transferred to the articulator in a semi-adjustable articulator, and this is the portion of the condyle in different positions which in relation to the articulator. The errors in phase 4, which was first located by Campion in 1905, and also the deviations were studied in the arc of closure by Preston and Lauritsen and Woolford show that difference in the transverse hinge axis in different patients which range from 0.2 to 5 millimeter. So there's an error in the phase 4 after a centric relation record is taken, and on the right side you see a picture where the actual hinge axis of the patient is not being transferred to the articulator, and so there's an error in the posterior area in the molar of approximately 0.2 millimeters. Here we show the different positions of the phase 4 in relation to the articulator and the incisal tip in the semi-adjustable articulator. Here there's occlusal plane is more than 16 millimeters, and because of which there is a raise in the occlusal plane, and also there's a change in the plane of occlusion. And due to this, there is a due to the placement of the occlusal plane at a higher level of more than 16 millimeters, there is a change in the position of the molar, which is around 40 millimeter in regards to 35.5 millimeter. So approximately there is a deviation of around 4.5 millimeter in the balancing cusp inclines of the molars. This is clearly shown in the picture, which is around, there's a difference of around 4.5 millimeters in the balancing cusp inclines of the molars because of the raise in the occlusal plane. So there were certain studies which were also used to check the position of the maxilla to the condyle. Some of the errors which we make is the screws on the phase 4 and transfer jig are not tightened fully. The maxillary cast is not supported properly, which causes the bite fork to drop, and the third point of reference is not marked correctly, and it is not transferred to the patient. The patient is not sitting on the back of the chair and is lying on the back of the chair and is not in an upright position. Here you will see the occlusal band in the maxillary occlusal plane in the first picture, and the second picture shows the normal occlusal plane and how the incisors are placed. So this shows the angulation between a cast which is oriented with the phase 4 and the one which is not oriented with the phase 4, which is A and B. B is oriented with the phase 4 and A is not oriented with the phase 4. So there is a difference in the occlusal plane. And because of this, there's a cant in the position of the maxillary cast which is not oriented. We sum up by saying that proper orientation of the cast is necessary to prevent all these errors, and a proper occlusal plane should be established to have a perfect restoration.